She's a riveted Jill.
There she is. There she is.
Welcome to Jill.
Can I offer you some tea?
Good tea. Nice house.
Would you make me some of that Plomeek soup? Greetings and felicitations. Would you make me some of that?
Hello and welcome to Plomeek Teatime number 68. Today we're going to explore the movie called Tank Girl. This was my first time watching it, and the spirit of it takes me back to my childhood because, I didn't have a whole lot of fun in middle school. There were lots of people who didn't make times very fun. And somehow I gravitated to the kids who liked punk rock, and they were a lot more accepting, and they were a lot more fun. And this reminded me of those times. And I'm happy today to talk to Scotty R37. Hello.
Don't say butt smear.
Yeah. It's not becoming. Say asshole.
Exactly. No, you can't say that in the first 10 minutes, yo.
Oh, well, too bad. Really? Okay, well,
Thank you for having me. And hello to everyone in the chat. And Retro Nerd Girl, how are you doing?
Yes. Welcome to Retro Nerd Girl.
I'm happy to be here. I'm a little bit under the weather, but typically I would have my camera on, but I'm kind of nursing a little sickness, and I'm having a little soup to do that. But there is nothing that could stop me from being here today, so I'm happy.
I hope you feel better, but I'm just so glad you're here.
Oh.
And yeah, we can hear you. Keithy's in the chat. He can hear you.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, speaking of which, yeah, let's say hello to the chat. They're here. What's the deal with my comments? There they are. So the smile game, since they're going to see if they can catch this. And hello to the Edge of Time, who has an opinion about this movie. More like
Stank Girl. She'd take it. She'd take it.
She would. The comic is better. Well, they have to share bathtubs with 20 people or 12 people? I forget.
12. Let's not be unreasonable.
One of the jokes in the movie.
I apologize. It is going to be a lot of me just singing along to my favorite parts of this movie.
Oh, cool.
It is one of my favorites of all time. I would say top 10, and maybe if I was feeling sour about it, I would say top 20.
I'm so excited that this is one of your favorite movies.
Yes. Oh, I absolutely adore it.
This is an incorrect slide. I was looking at
This is Event Horizon. Also in my top 20. But no, this is fantastic. I know it was a sore point for the comic creators. At a certain point, they were like, "Oh, they didn't shoot some of it, so we had to animate it," and they didn't get the humor of the original comic. But on the special features of the Blu-ray, now I'm sorry, speaking of cameras being on, this is terrible. I should change my aspect ratio. There we are. So this is on the Blu-ray. They have the special features, and they talk to the director. I don't necessarily like Lori Petty as a person. And I don't mean that I don't like her as a person. I mean that I don't like her personality outside of Tank Girl. I never really liked A League of Her Own, but I love Tank Girl. And my second favorite is Jet Girl. But this is amazing. This was sent to me. Oh, who sent it to me? Jill, do you remember?
Oh, that's me. Yeah. And
yeah.
I like Jet Girl also. She's the one who has some character growth in this movie.
Yes.
Uh-oh. We can't you've muted yourself, Scotty, but that gives me a chance to say hello to Edge of Time. And also Putin's cat. So should this movie be called Putin's Cat? Yeah, Putin's cat. Should this movie be called Tanked Girl?
Yes.
Sometimes she does get tanked.
Yes.
She has a lot of beer. but it's not. Oh, it doesn't always taste very good.
Well, I thought maybe he was meaning that at the box office the
Oh,
movie had
because it tanked, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It cost 25 million to make, but how much did it actually
$7.
pull in? $7. Yeah, it probably pulled
How
in
much
more
did
than
you pay for the
$7.
Blu-ray?
Okay,
No, but
so
it
it made
was
well, but
it
that's
was
the
renowned as
cult
being a box office flop.
kind of thing that happens. You know, the movie will make money later, but when it first came out,
Yeah.
only grossed $4 million.
Oh wow, that is even
But-
for 94 money.
Yeah.
That's not good.
That's not good.
Yeah.
No. I was like, wait, what about worldwide? No, that's it.
Nope, that's it. They didn't play it. Hey, wait, you skipped mine.
I skipped yours. Oh,
The one that I paid
kangaroos.
$2 for.
Yeah. Well, there you go. Mutant kangaroos, yo.
See?
Because that's how you know the movie is set in Australia, if you weren't paying attention.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's why that makes sense. When
Well-ish.
Ice-T was told he was going to be a mutant kangaroo, he didn't really realize he was going to be a mutant kangaroo. But I think it was really great because Stan Winston costs too much. Like they couldn't afford him, but he wanted to do it so badly that he cut his own rate in half.
Yeah.
And that's why Green Day is a sellout. They suck because they were supposed to be in this movie, but they cost too much money. And if they were really punk rock, they would have cut their rate in half too.
Well, it's
But,
fascinating because I think somebody actually did an interview with Ice-T and said, "Oh, you were in that bad movie Tank Girl," and Ice-T just sort of looked at the guy and said, "They paid me $800,000 to be in it." And it's like, all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and apparently being in those suits was not a good time. But he said it's better than prison. And the Comic Relief Crusader just sent a message for being a member for 2 months. He says,
Nice.
"Hail Jill and congrats. Upward and onwards." Yes, that's where we're going. Upward and onwards. Past all of the nonsense and
Don't
people
be
with each
Jet
other.
Girl, be Tank Girl.
No, but I am Jet Girl, dude.
No, I
I'll
know.
tear apart the airplane and
Put it back together again.
I support the punk rock. Yeah,
The music in this, absolutely. I do have the Blu-ray, but now I want to go and see if I can find the soundtrack because I still have a car with a CD player.
And Jet Girl, Naomi Watts does a great job as Jet Girl, but apparently she didn't like the movie. That's too bad.
Well,
Yeah. This isn't her thing. She was more into dramas and things like that. But like I think she at one point was really campaigning for an Oscar. Like every single movie was like dramatic.
well, and she was
Yeah, that makes
nominated
sense.
for Mulholland Drive. So, and didn't win.
Oh,
but
that's another movie
nominated.
you like, but I haven't seen. Hello to DJ
Oh.
Play Nice, Franco Walker. I might
Hey.
miss some of this. I got my guitarist popping in soon. Oh, but that doesn't sound like a sad thing. Sounds like you're gonna be creative. That sounds good. Franco Walker says, please subscribe, hit the bell, share, like, and select live chat. Very helpful. Thank you.
Oh, I never even. Well, I'm glad that you're seeing a guitarist and not a pianist.
Eugene Bird says, what kind of movie is this? I always passed it up at Blockbuster Video, but can't deny curiosity. It's okay. So it's a post-apocalyptic.
Yes.
Tank Girl was released in 1995, and it's post-apocalyptic. A comet rather, hit the Earth, and now it won't rain anymore. And there's this big conglomerate company that's taking all the water, and they're very greedy about it. And so Tank Girl has to fix it.
Well, no.
She
Tank
can't.
Girl doesn't care at all.
No, she doesn't
Tank Girl's
care.
awesome.
She fixes it on accident then.
Well, no, but
She's
she
like,
has to rescue Sam.
yeah, right. She has to rescue the
Yeah.
little girl from their house and everything.
But the thing is that all of her saving the world is getting in the way of her just helping out her friends and finding her freedom. Like, that's
Right,
all she wants.
But it happens anyway.
Yes.
Yeah. And I would say this about the movie, if, just generally, to give it a flavor, it has an edge of punk rock, but I would say it's pseudo punk rock. Like, it's not like the real punk rock. But
Pop punk.
it's like, pop and 90s version of, there's a lot of 90s visual tropes in it, and color themes in it. So if you the Matrix, all that, that kind of dark kind of aesthetic, but also it's got a lot of black humor in it, very inappropriate for kids to be around. This is like really like lots and lots of sex jokes, very mature subject matters, but tons of comedy, and it's really, I love Tank Girl because she really, she's a very dangerous person, but she's also full of one-liners that are just, yuck yucks. They are really good. They're like, so that makes her a bit endearing. I've heard a lot of people say that she's annoying, but I find her to be remarkable. Like, if I don't know, like, she just says what's on her mind. She doesn't care about the way people perceive her. She just is. And that helps in the fact that, like, there's a freedom of like a free personality in there, that is just being expressed, and Lori Petty does it so well.
Yes.
She plays it so well, and it's just a lot of fun if you go into it and with that mindset, like, okay, this is fun. I'm not going to really pay attention to story necessarily, but if you're looking at the character of Tank Girl, fun chick to hang out with on a Saturday night.
Well, and it's funny because I've been thinking a lot about Bugs Bunny lately.
Yes.
And Tank Girl is Bugs Bunny.
Bugs Bunny,
She's totally Bugs Bunny. Yeah.
She gets out of everything. She looks cool doing it, and she's better than everyone. It's awesome.
Yeah, and they use a lot of the Bugs Bunny sound effects too, all through the movie, or Looney Tunes stuff. So,
well, and there are animated interstitials, like transitions. It just pops into a cartoon for no reason. Sometimes it's animated, sometimes it's action comic. There are a lot of colors in this movie. It's engaging visually.
I want to say hello to Eugene Bird, Gavin Blackburn, and Gavin Blackburn says Lori Petty was in an episode of Star Trek Voyager.
True story. There's a lot of Star Trek people in here. We haven't even talked about Malcolm McDowell.
No, we haven't talked about Soren. Every time he's so good in this movie, and every time I see him, I'm like, I'm so glad I'm not watching Generations.
Oh, shut your face.
That's a guilty pleasure of mine. I do love Generations.
I know some people
High
do.
five.
Well, there you go. I'm outnumbered here then.
It's so wild. I just love it.
90% of the reason that I like Generations is because of Malcolm McDowell's haircut.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
And he's got the same haircut in this one. It's one of my favorite haircuts.
And hello to LDG.
LDG's
here.
Hello.
Breathe the net.
Hey, LDG, thanks for the subs.
What? No, he didn't do anything.
I know, I'm joking. I'm sorry. That's how I feel. Like, this movie has gotten me. It's rustled my jimmies. I'm really excited.
Because I actually
and-
asked him, and I was like, okay, thank goodness.
I know. This is all shop talk. But no, I'm going to say anything that pops to my mind because you know what? That's what my tramp stamp is going to say is what would Tank Girl do?
Yeah, it's a good one.
Thanks.
Well,
I'd shorten it
like you said,
WWTGD, but
the story, usually when I watch a really great movie, there's a lot of story, a lot of plot I have to follow, and there's not too
There's-
much I have to follow here.
no. Did you make
No.
slides?
I made slides, so here's
No, but that's great. And also, I have to absolutely, in his most famous role, DJ Play Nice says that Malcolm McDowell was Alex DeLarge, which is iconic from A Clockwork Orange. And I can't verify it, but Malcolm McDowell did say that he enjoyed working on Tank Girl, and he compared it to the same sort of vibe that was on the set of Clockwork Orange. However, I think that he may have just been gracious because I wouldn't compare Rachel Talalay with Stanley Kubrick, but that is allegedly what he happened to say.
Well, we didn't really get to see her work since she didn't get to cut the film. She didn't get to edit her own movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, she didn't get to do it. They actually took the movie away from her because they thought when they were looking at the dailies, they were like, oh my goodness, we have a hit on our hands. So let's take it away from the director and give it to a marketing company. And the marketing company got rid of over an hour worth of footage that's gone forever.
No.
And so, yeah, that's why we don't have a story.
Apparently, a lot of it that's missing is a lot of the humor. So a lot of gold, I'm sure, is gone.
Yeah.
Time
Yeah,
After
that's
Time
what
is
he
his
said.
best role, and maybe Caligula, says Putin's cat.
Putin's Cat, Time After Time is one of the best time travel movies of all time.
Oh, really?
Have you ever seen it? It's Malcolm McDowell plays H.G. Wells, and David Warner, who you may know as
Nice.
Chancellor Gowron,
Yes.
he plays Jack the Ripper. And then you get Mary Steenburgen as a love interest, but no, H.G. Wells goes to the 70s or early 80s.
That sounds hilarious.
No, it's not hilarious. It's fantastic. It's directed by the same guy who made Star Trek II: The Wrath of Khan.
Oh, okay. So it makes sense.
Yes.
Oh.
Steenburgen. Anyway, now can you go back one slide?
Sure.
Or two?
Sure, I can.
Because I want to highlight this gentleman. That's
Yes.
him.
Yes.
I
The
don't know.
sacrificial lamb.
Yes. Colonel something or other. Potter. Anyway.
Captain DeRouche.
Oh, I was going to make a bad joke about that. Thank
Well,
you for saying.
that's what I
Easy.
thought too. No, it's okay. Yeah, I thought it was intentional that his name sounded like douche.
Yeah.
Yay! But you will remember him as the guy who seduced Counselor Troy into being all like hot and pervy in that one episode of Star Trek Next Generation. He's an ambassador who like he makes women his what is the portrait of Dorian Gray. Anyway, that's this guy is on a low rent episode of Star Trek The Next Generation. So we've got the guy who killed Kirk and the guy who perved on Troy.
Was that a telepathic alien?
Yes, but it wasn't the one where you see Picard with hair.
All right.
I know. I'm sorry.
So it was one of those two. Oh,
exactly.
But anyway, this is the part of the movie where we see this device that you can kill people with. It drains them of their water.
Mm-hmm. Yes. I mean, I think a similar device was used in the more recent version of Dune. They had something they stuck into people, and then it sucked out all of their water, the water for life. And this was really terrifying in a fun way too. Like if you're if you're like scientifically not afraid of horror, this could be that was like a fun little like thing. Like, what the heck is that? It just sucks all of your water out of your body. There's only a cup of it though, which I think is like, I'm not sure if that's accurate, that you only get like a cup of water per person.
Yeah, because we are mostly water.
Yeah, yeah. And then
So
it takes out blood too. And I'm like, well, if it took out blood, wouldn't it take out other tissue?
Wouldn't the blood be powdered?
yeah,
Yes. Yes, you're so right.
yeah,
That's
the
the thing.
filtration process is not explained at all in this movie.
No.
How it does that.
Well,
It's gory fun.
automatic F.
Yeah. Automatic F.
There is no truth to this art.
But one thing I do like about this scene is that it does set up a little bit more story structure as far as letting you know what Kesley, the guy that Malcolm McDowell is playing, is after. And he really is after that little plot of land that is controlled by the Rippers in the story. And that's actually his main goal, is to get that body of land so he can control everything. And that may be including getting the Rippers too, because they are taking more and more of his water and screwing up his operations. They've been attacking different operations and making things difficult for him.
Yeah,
So,
that doesn't work for water and power because he wants to control everything.
yes, he wants to control. He's a psycho. He even, he walks on glass. This is the kind of guy that is a complete psycho, that he will kill one of his own men just to scare the others into doing the right thing, or to doing what he wants them to do. And he is, not only that, he just has this incredible sense of drama, which as an audience member watching this on screen, you're just really enjoying the him hamming it up. Really, I mean, because he really goes for it. I mean, it's a super dramatic scene. And of course, McDowell has that grin that he has. It's like a devious grin, and it's a very juicy character, I would say. A lot of fun, if you're into you're not looking for like a serious bad guy, but one that's a lot of fun to look at.
And that's what he wanted too. He wanted a fun role. He wanted to do something goofy after he did Generations. And this is what he got, and he does an amazing job. And after they decapitate him, I'm like, okay, I guess he's dead now. He's dead, and then he comes back. He's like a hologram now.
Yeah, that part is just strictly psycho. I'm like, what?
No, but that's the weird thing. Like, this is such a comic book movie before comic book movies were
Yes.
cool. Is that when you get tired of Tank Girl and Jet Girl getting out of prison, we introduce, the mutant the mutant kangaroos, yo. And
Yes.
let's make the bad guy a cyborg. Why not? He's a
Yes.
hologram.
Yeah, there isn't much story, but it does move quickly. And
It escalates. It's almost like a sketch show. Like
Mhm.
this movie is the perfect recap of a modern 8-episode television series. Like, they would stretch this crap forever, and it only takes an hour and 45 when you watch Tank Girl. Like,
Yeah.
there are fetch quests, there are characters. I don't know all their names. I know the actors. But like, there is so much crunched in here and not much is said. And it only
Yeah.
takes an hour and 45 minutes. Come on, have some fun. This is like
yeah,
a
it's
pop
just
song.
it's just a excuse for Tank Girl to curse and not care
Well,
about,
and
like,
blow people up.
if someone tells her what to do, she does the opposite.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
Her comeback lines are they're really fun. They're just she's got really great one-liners. And this scene in particular was quite good. I think at the time there really weren't a lot of, I mean, we have a lot of girl bosses now, but this scene in particular was a lot of fun for me, seeing a girl character kind of do some of the things that she was doing. I was like, "Oh, can we get more of this?" And like what she does to this one of the guys later on is just like, oh man, that's brutal. And I was like, that is, that made me a fan of hers immediately, because she just doesn't care, but she's super dangerous.
That's right.
Um,
She's not afraid to do what it takes to
yeah,
survive.
she's a
And
killer.
yeah,
She's
yeah.
a stone cold killer. Like, she kills a guy and then they have like all the guns on her and she's like, "What?" Like, dude, you just killed the dude. Like,
So?
yeah, she doesn't care. She doesn't care. It's beautiful.
He was asking for it.
Well, remember, okay, so there we'll
Hey,
get there,
Matt
and I'm
G.
sorry for
I
jumping
want to say
around.
hello. I want to say
Say hi
hello
to
to
the
Matt
chat,
G
yeah.
before you jump. Herc 130. Hello to Herc 130.
Oh,
And
Maggie.
And hello to
Flubber.
MB Geeks Bar and Grill. He says, "Oh my god, I remember my friends putting this movie on and they love this movie. Sorry, I'm the guy who hated this movie.
Oh
I took a lot of
no.
shit for that, but I still stand."
Well, and that's fine. It's not to your taste, and I dig it. But like,
Yeah.
even when they were
Hey,
talking
Lance.
about it, about the making of the movie, it was like, if you don't get it, we're sorry.
Yeah,
What
well,
do you
lots of
want?
people who made the movie didn't get it.
True.
Lance at the Outcast Creative says, "I saw this film at the cinema. It was nuts. But as soon as I heard Ice-T was going to be a kangaroo, I was in."
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, kangaroo iced tea. Perfect.
Mary Steenburgen is a childhood crush for Eugene Bird. Even Ted Danson was hot for her.
Well, and let's not forget that Malcolm McDowell was married to Mary Steenburgen for a while.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Oh, for sure. They did. Oh, if you ever get it, you can find it on YouTube. It's the 25th anniversary like awards gala for Star Trek, and Ted Danson comes out and says, a lot of people talk to me about my wife's ex-husband because he killed Captain Kirk, and he makes like a whole speech.
And so,
Welcome, scum.
yeah. So Tank Girl is based on a comic book created by Jamie Hewlett and Alan Martin that had begun in 1988. And so I was hoping to have a panelist on who knows the comics. I don't. I think. But we didn't. She's not here. But it'd be interesting to read those, to see
Yes.
the actual backstory of Tank Girl, to see what happened between the events of this movie and what happened to her before.
From what I was, well, if you look at the story, really, because in the comics, from what I was able to ascertain, it is mostly like adventures of Booga and Tank Girl, and it is, they have different groups. Like, they have Sub Girl, and there's one other girl that they have besides Jet Girl, and it's like, so there were groups of girls that kind of went out and do this thing, but Tank Girl is definitely the main one, and Water and Power were kind of like the ongoing bad guys.
Well, it would make sense. It would make more sense if there were more girls getting together to do things. So,
Yeah. And the thing here is sort of like the origin story of Tank Girl getting her tank, if you will.
I love the theme
Well,
to Shaft.
yes, that's pretty fun. And she gets so excited about it.
Like, and you're just getting to know Rebecca before she gets her tank. And then when she meets her tank, it is true love.
Yeah, I love it at first sight.
Oh yeah, the hearts are everywhere. The fireworks.
Yeah.
Sorry, go back to that warning sign for 1 second. I want to read that
The
out
warning
loud.
sign? Okay, sure.
Shower with underwear on. We only wash work clothes.
You know, that jumped out to me too. That's so nasty.
That is the worst.
Yeah.
And there's the pile of lists. And these
Uh-huh.
rules, like the rules of water and power, you can understand why Tank Girl rebels. Oh, my stars. Hoarding water is a violation. No smoking devices. What? I can't see the first part, but I love this list.
Well, my favorite.
Tampering with smoking is a violation.
Okay.
My favorite is siphoning fluids from another prisoner is a violation. So you
Ooh.
can't use if you have one of those machines, you can't use them.
And then we get
Wow,
the not a shower scene.
yes,
Oh
Which is-
right, yeah, no.
which is played like for like a very dreamy type of like beauty scene, almost like
Yeah.
the scene you would see like in a movie where you're like falling in love with the character, but it's all done with powder and she looks like a hot mess.
Yeah.
But and then this beautiful music is playing. It's really pretty. The song.
Well, and another one of my 90s trash movies that I really enjoy is Barbed Wire. And
Oh,
so
yeah.
when I watch Tank Girl, it's like the
Yes.
opening scene to Barbed Wire when she's getting all hot and wet. And this one is like, yeah, we're not
The
wet.
opposite. Yeah.
It's
Yeah, I love
it's
it.
the lousing powder.
I feel like she's just getting sandblasted. That's
Oh no,
that's
it
the
says
part that
delousing.
is it delousing powder?
I
Anyway,
don't, or maybe not. Maybe it's just
So-
sand. Maybe you're right. I just see
either
the word
way,
louse and I put the two together.
go back one, please. I love this in that. So we got Creepy McCreeperson who creeps on Jet Girl, and then Tank Girl comes in and says, "Stay away from my girl," and then kisses. And Creepy
love it.
McCreeperson is like, "Ew, gross, lesbians." And so then
Yeah.
Jet Girl says, "Oh wow, it worked." And then Tank Girl's like,
What worked?
"What worked?" Like, it's just, she's so matter of fact all the time. She had a boyfriend before. She ends up having sex with a kangaroo.
Yes.
So I don't know what her sexuality is, nor is it any of my business. She won't call me. I'm
see,
too
that
vanilla.
I wasn't clear if they did that, and so yes, thank you.
Oh, they did. Oh, yeah.
They did.
Oh, they did.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, that was so good. I have to go have a cigarette. I'll be back in a second.
All right. The sheer size of it. I got the innuendo there too. She's in love. There's the hearts.
Yeah. I love the insertion of the comic or animated part, which I was
yeah.
like, when you see that, it kind of like, oh gosh, I wish the whole movie was animated.
You know what? Yeah, this would be a great and well, she's already Bugs Bunny, like Scotty or 37 was saying.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
so just make the whole thing animated. I'm down with that, and so more outlandish things can be done with the animation, which is the goal of this story.
I reviewed this movie, and I actually did mention Looney Tunes as one. Like 3 years ago, I did review, and that's exactly what I said. It's very Looney Tunes, which is perfect. I mean,
That's about right.
yeah, I mean it that's where the fun can be had from this. I understand people not liking this. This is not everybody's cup of tea.
Oh yeah.
But definitely if there is fun to be had, it's definitely from all of the antics and the shenanigans and that kind of stuff, which I just love. I just love from this little film. And like there is like that there's legitimately a little bit of a story, but it's I wanted so much to have more context behind Tank Girl as like her her like what happened when the comet hit 11 years prior.
Yeah.
Like what, like how did that change everybody's life? Like who was she
Right.
then? Was she,
That
and then
yeah,
what is she now?
yeah, that would throw her entire childhood in turmoil.
Yeah, and it would literally take, like, you could say it in a sentence, or you could do it in a like a little quick 5-minute montage, not even 2-minute
Mhm.
montage. But the
Yeah, that's
kangaroos
what I was
got,
actually expecting. I was
yeah,
expecting this whole movie to start with a backstory or
yeah,
something, like a short little clip,
yeah.
and
And but they do kind of do that for the kangaroos, which is like really cool. I love them
mhm,
a lot,
yeah.
but
Oh, right,
um,
right. The one that's reincarnated from a dog kind of
yes,
explains
oh,
everything.
yeah, so cute.
He's cute.
But Jet Girl is the only character to really have any like character growth or character art, and she
Mhm.
is even though we don't know her life before, we see her in the movie. She's very, very shy, very careful, very much by the book. She will follow the rules. And I'm not sure if that is because she just doesn't want to be bothered, and she wants to wants people not to see her. Sometimes I was,
Yeah,
because I was
I
trying to
kind
look
of
at the
relate with
character.
her, and,
Yeah,
on that level.
yeah.
Because she's stuck in kind of this isn't a government, but it's kinda like 1984, and it
Mm,
and with the main character just hiding his book and writing it and all that, and
yeah,
so
yeah,
it feels like that's what she's trying to do, is not be seen, like you
yeah,
said.
yeah. She's very much kind of left to her own until Tank Girl arrives, and she kind of shakes things up for her and her world, and it's kind of cool to see them kind of react to each other, because they do kind of, they're opposites.
Mhm.
They're kind of like, um, but they work together. They work together well, and so I did like the combination of the two of them together. It was really cool. Um,
Yeah, they do work really great.
yeah, um, and
But Jet
here,
Girl isn't she has her talents. She has her talents in being able to change, uh in her engineering and being able to take apart jets and all of that,
mhm.
and
I
that's
love
her.
that. I mean, they needed her,
Mhm.
in Water and Power, the one guy that was messing with her the whole time. He was like, he needed her for her skills, but at the same time, it's not a safe place for anybody. It's obviously, but yeah, all of these little cartoon, like they couldn't even do like establishing shots, so they had to so they
Yeah,
had to do the animated
that
establishment.
was the funniest thing, is that, "Okay, we can't show you this scene, but now we're gonna show it to you in pictures."
Yeah.
At least we did get to see it somehow.
Yeah, we got to
Like,
see
okay.
something. Yeah. I mean,
They
I
can
thought that was really creative. Where when you're in a pinch, you gotta do something different. And
Yeah, let's take this tank and this airplane into the garage, and we're gonna fix it, and then we get just picture little pictures.
do voiceover, for it. Yeah.
Mhm.
I like, I don't know, like I still think that a Tank Girl project can be done. I related her a
Ooh,
lot to Harley Quinn, who's
yeah,
mass.
proto Harley Quinn.
Yeah,
Oh.
she's loved by so many people. But if you ask when you ask people about Tank Girl, a lot of times people are like, "Oh no, they don't like her so much. She's too annoying to them." I
Well,
heard a lot of people say that, and
who would you have play a modern Tank Girl?
There isn't anybody. I would pick an unknown probably because
Okay.
some upcoming talent because I don't see anybody right now that could do it without distracting from the character.
Okay.
If anything, maybe Florence Pugh.
Ooh, that's a good choice.
Yeah.
I want Lily Collins to play Jet Girl. Is that
Oh,
okay?
yeah.
Jet Girl's easier to find.
Yeah.
There's a lot more.
Yeah.
A lot more people.
Yeah.
Like her.
Hey, wow! Eugene Bird just came up with a new word that I think I love: lesbionic or
Oh.
lesbionic.
Oh, yeah, lesbionic.
Yeah, while
I
you
like
were
that.
while you were gone, Scotty, we were talking about possibly actually animated show or
Well,
animated. I always think that this movie should have been animated because I think Lori Petty's voice for Tank Girl is so good.
yes.
She captured the flavor, but
Mhm.
also and she did capture a look for Tank Girl, but I'm not sure she captured the look for Tank Girl in
Well,
necessarily.
see, and it's interesting because I appreciate Lori Petty as Tank Girl, but whenever
Mhm.
it gets to the animated sequence, I'm like, oh, there's Tank Girl.
Yes, yes, absolutely.
And so, but
Like
also,
Tank
like,
Girl is like bandages and black eyes and
yeah,
scrapes. She
And yeah.
she's like done so many terrible things to her body. Like
yep.
she doesn't care, and she's maybe there is a psychological profile to name exactly what's going on with her psychologically, but like physically she's a hot mess. She's got like she's
Mhm.
fights with people all the time. She's like, but it's all
Oh,
like it's all in the moment of comedy.
passion.
Yeah, and
And
yeah.
yeah, and I
Like
think
she's
I
a
feel like
biter. If you get into a fight with her, she's a biter.
Oh.
those animated sequences are added to the movie kind of like bandages themselves because they're filling
Yeah.
in all these sequences that were missing from the movie.
Well,
Mhm.
that's very interesting, Jill. And it brings me to the people who don't, as mentioned before, who don't enjoy this. How does this work as a movie? Like
That's a big
structurally,
question. What do you
it is a big question. Like if I were to rate this, if I took my love of Tank Girl out of it, would I like this movie? And the answer is no.
Yeah, it's a 6 probably. If like
Yeah.
it's like
Nah, you're
they
generous. I think it's a
yeah,
four.
I am generous though.
Well,
It's like
I think it starts off really well. Like
yeah.
you really get into the character and Jet Girl and everything, but the plot of it kind of falls apart a
Yeah.
bit.
And that's why an animated series, I feel like after a while I would be watching a strobe light.
Mm.
Like it would be too overwhelming if there was an animated series. If they all looked like the transitions in this movie, I would be exhausted after 7 minutes.
Well, see here. Okay, so when I think of this movie, if you took out Tank Girl and you
What would you call
replace
it?
her, well, if you took out Tank Girl and you replace her with like action dude, right?
Right.
And
Oh, this movie sucks if it's action, dude.
right, it feels like a low budget canon film, right? I mean, it really has like a like because it it sounds bad. It because she's the comedy. She's
Jill, send this screenshot to me. No, not that one. The one
Okay.
before.
Yes, I saw it. I saw it. Okay.
Okay. Sorry, I
This
didn't mean to interrupt. I got excited.
It's that.
It's my new Facebook wallpaper.
oh my god.
Well, yeah, see, yeah, you're absolutely right. She is the movie, and without her, then this would be a generic post-apocalyptic, hey, the the bad guys are taking all the water.
Yeah. I mean,
But
I love
she
those
doesn't
movies.
take it seriously.
Yeah. I love those movies though, by the way, but because they're
I do
fun
too.
and they're
Sure.
they're silly and they give you what you want, the action, they give you you know, the one-liners, but at the same time, like this is slightly better made than them as far as like lighting, cinematography, so on and so forth. But without Tank Girl, this is really it's sort of like a movie by numbers for a low budget movie.
With
Like a low budget.
with a male protagonist, this would be on par with Johnny Mnemonic.
Oh, but I like
I
Johnny
love that
Mnemonic.
movie.
So do I.
Yes, I do love
But
Johnny Mnemonic.
if Tank Girl is Bugs Bunny, Johnny Mnemonic is Daffy Duck.
Hmm.
You think so?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do.
I have to rewatch it. I
All
just know
It's
like
Johnny. Well, yeah. That Johnny Mnemonic wouldn't in my class. It would be more like Martian Manhunter. Sorry, Martian Hunter.
Marvin the Martian.
Marvin the Martian. He's kind of like there's something. Of course, he's a stiff character because of just the way he's played, but the world is actually more interesting than this one, I would say. But then it ends
Mhm.
weird. Johnny Mnemonic at the end just ends so weird.
Well, but out of all the Looney Tunes characters, which one do you think would scream at the sky, "I want room service"? That's a Daffy Duck.
Okay, yeah, you got it.
Okay,
You got
well
it. Yeah, we'll give it
now you're bringing evidence.
Sorry about that. I didn't bring it up to be wrong.
That's a good one. That's a good one. That's a good one.
All I can think of is a tankless water heater.
You know, you should put some sand in your water heater. But we do have a Cusack. We have a lesser known Cusack. Anne Cusack, I forget.
Mm-hmm.
And so she's adorable in this.
She's what?
Also,
Subgirl, I think.
I don't know.
Oh, is that who she is? Do they say Subgirl in this movie at all?
No, that's who she's supposed to be, but no,
Oh, that's who
She
she's
looks
supposed to be. I was
great.
wondering who she was.
She's also a hot mess.
She felt like she was supposed to be something, but the movie doesn't ever tell you.
No, she just says she has a submarine and she has a garage that they can work out of, and then
we get the
cut all of
montage.
that. Yeah, they cut all of that. Yeah, DJ Play Nice knows. Yeah, Subgirl.
And it's a girl.
The black hair girl is Naomi Watts, and I think she would have played a great Baroness back in the day as well.
Oh yeah,
just based on this look. Oh my stars!
Yeah. For actually, when I thought she was the Baron, I was like, isn't that Naomi Watts?
No,
but
Sienna
it was.
Miller.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, of course. Who I thought was amazing. I love her so much. I love that I love that character so much, and her version of the Baroness. Okay, any version of the Baroness I love. Okay.
Yeah.
I love the Baroness.
I couldn't.
We have a movie of just the Baroness. Yeah, dude, we just have a movie of
exactly. Everybody's going all bug nuts about Snake Eyes, and I'm like, bring me a Baroness movie. I enjoy seeing attractive people do awesome things. That's what I want to see.
Yeah.
It's like, what is it, Atomic Blonde, and people are like, oh, Charlize Theron couldn't punch people, or the Furiosa, and it's like, oh no, driving cars is for men, and it's like, shut up, I want to see hot people doing awesome things.
Yeah, well,
I thought she was fine doing those things.
The studio picked up this Tank Girl, but at the same time, they didn't understand it. They didn't get it. They didn't like it. They fought it, and they especially fought Tank Girl being in a relationship with a mutant kangaroo.
Apparently, they spent $5,000 on a penis.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, no, don't forget.
Wasn't it a whole room of penises? Like there was going to be a dildo scene.
Oh, man.
Hey, now we have a villain of the movie, and it's a lady villain.
Yes,
the
she's
mad at her.
horrible person. You're
Yeah,
mad
she's
at her.
She's
sending.
disgusting. She doesn't get what she deserves in this movie. She
No.
needed more.
They just
Yeah.
gave her a weird haircut.
And they
Yeah.
taped her mouth shut. That's good enough.
Eh,
Iggy Pop
not enough.
shows up.
Yeah.
She throws a 10-year-old at Iggy
Mhm.
Pop. What
Ew.
kind of sick bitch?
Sorry.
That's why I'm saying she gets off easy with just a bad haircut.
Oh man.
She does.
The haircut in the picture was better because they made her bald in the
Mhm.
the animated sequence.
I'm going to take all of her makeup off. This might take a while.
I'm gonna peel it.
Yeah, she pulls out a razor. It's like, wow.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Tank Girl's going to cut a bitch. It's awesome. I love this. This is probably my favorite fashion montage. Eat a dick, pretty woman. This is awesome.
Oh yeah,
When
this is really funny.
this is how we look pretty. Have a razor, which is where she gets the razor blade. Shave
that
all
is-
unnecessary.
And that's one of the singers from In Vogue. I forgot which one it was, but she's
Oh,
one
wow.
of
She
the
is.
singers from In Vogue. Yeah, which I was surprised to see in this. But yeah, this is a great montage. Just having so much fun. And then when she's done, she's like, "Mothers, lock up your sons."
Yeah, because she's got the piercing gun. If you
I
have
always
followed
love that
instructions
line.
properly, you will look thus. And now we
Oh,
cut
and
to
this Silver Club set was built in an abandoned shopping mall in Phoenix, Arizona.
oh, that's sad. I don't like hearing about abandoned malls. I used to love them all. There he is, Iggy Pop, our favorite Vorta. There's
Yeah.
another Star Trek connection.
Yeah, he's a lot. Right, he was a Vorta in Deep Space Nine, in the Magnificent Ferengi.
This is the favorite chat that I've seen all of 2024. Didn't even
Yeah,
cost a
you know
thing.
what? Putin's
You got
cat. You
boobs.
got the boobs in the background, and I was thinking, oh yeah, I didn't censor those. You know what? I think it'll be fine.
No, it won't. Totally demonetized.
Well, I don't monetize my live streams now that I can. I'm like, nah. Every time I think about it, it's gonna be demonetized anyway. No point.
Well, and you don't want it. Yeah, like there's so many things that if you do, and it's like, oh, do I have to appeal? Whatever.
No, I'm not gonna. Yeah, I'd rather just have fun and just not worry
So
about it.
this is the part of the movie where a lot of people get lost because after we have established this villain, her
Yes.
punishment is
Nothing.
sing for us, which is part of the reason why I think that Tank Girl is such a Bugs Bunny.
Yes.
It's like, entertain me. Well,
See,
what do you
that's
want me
what
to
should have
sing?
happened
I know.
right there. She should
What do
have
you want me to
lost it.
sing? What song is this?
Oh, Bluebird or something, oh gosh, I forgot. I think she said
It's
Bluebird.
called Let's Do It by
Oh,
Cole
yeah, yeah.
Porter, 1934.
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
it is.
Um,
She starts singing it very much like she's a show singer, like a theater performer, and
Mhm.
and then they go into this huge song and dance. Everybody joins in. It's really out there. It doesn't fit the movie at all.
No. And that's why I say this is one of those moments where people get lost and they're like, what am I even watching? But the silliness of it is so embracing to me. Like, even when he's sitting there, why does he hear the song? He's not even at the same place. And he's like, what the hell is that? And one of the guards says, sounds like Cole Porter. And it's like, why? Why?
Well, but she has this tracker on her that was inserted into her earlier so that they can figure out what she's doing at all times.
Yes.
Even
'cause
overeducated,
ultimately-
please do it. Sorry.
Because ultimately, as they set up earlier, he's been trying to get her to work for him to
Yeah.
find the kangaroos, or and we call them the rippers. in the story. And this is part of his plan. He's given her a tracker. He wants her to find them, and which she does naturally finds them, but it's only to work to his benefit, so he knows where they are. He can set up a trap for them, and this is how he'll get them.
Yes, exactly.
makeup.
That's how it works.
So there is a little plot in there. I mean, it's working.
Yeah.
I know.
Right.
but
Well, and it's at a bowling
really-
alley. Their hiding place is a bowling alley.
I did.
but it's almost like it's hiding in plain sight, this storyline, because it's like, oh, okay, yeah, there is a storyline there, but there's so much other distractions that you forget about that. You forget about the tracker. You forget about, Kesley's plans, and so
Yeah,
you're just sort of like,
Mhm. The plot is so thin, and then there's just a series of events that happens. So
Mhm.
you could be forgiven to not realize the story is there. That is there.
exactly.
I really enjoy that Ice-T's kangaroo makeup incorporated his mole. Like it is so accurate, so lovely. Stan Winston did such a fantastic job. I can't believe the articulation and the character that can be brought forth by these actors through that makeup. And
Yes,
that is
because-
just as much a testament to the actors as it is to the makeup.
No
Yeah.
puppets or digital effects were used for the Rippers. It's all Winston.
Wonderful work. It holds up.
I was looking like the emotion that is represented through the movement of the ears. I was
Mhm.
like, wow, I wonder how many people it took to work this.
Mm-hmm.
No,
Yeah,
I love it.
And Pian Cat says not rabbits.
Because don't forget, they have to raise their tails to do a
And
vote.
I
in
think
the committee.
earlier he was mentioning raccoons.
Well, that's because
Watership
they had the
Down
black
goes to
makeup
hell.
over their eyes. Yes.
Yeah.
I've never seen Watership Down.
So guys, help me out here. One of the pictures back, Naomi Watts has attracted one of the Rippers, and that guy, I believe, is played by Scott Coffey. I'm not sure, Coffey or Kofi. And I think they did some work together. I think he did a movie that he directed a movie or acted in a movie that she was in, and I think they worked on something with David Lynch together. There's like a connection between those two that did they ever like marry or something or date or something?
That's a good question. It sounds like you know more than I do on this.
His first
particular
feature as writer-director, Ellie Parker, starred Naomi Watts in a tour de force performance as the title character. In terms of their relationship status, I don't know. Do you want to pry? I can look. Nope. Apparently, Scott Coffey was married to Becky Jackson.
Okay.
Since divorced. A very close friend, says the trivia on his IMDb, very close friend to Naomi Watts. The two met on the set of Tank Girl, ding, 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 and have since collaborated on numerous products, including Mulholland Drive and Ellie, the aforementioned Ellie Parker. I feel like we should have the More You Know video.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, you need one of those.
I'll get to work on that. And speaking of knowing things, just in case you're just tuning in or you've never seen this movie and you don't know why these people are kangaroos, it's because they were a part of a experiment where the ultimate soldiers were being created, and
by
so
Johnny Prophet.
By Johnny Prophet, they're smart. They're smart as people, but they hop like kangaroos.
Yeah, they were most of them are reincarnation of humans.
Well,
One
we're all
is
reincarnated.
and and one of them is a reincarnation of Jack Kerouac.
Well, and yes,
Oh,
played by
right.
Reg E. Cathy, one of my favorite actors.
Yes, he's fantastic in this.
I thought that was just a joke. That was for real. Okay.
Yeah, no. That's the beauty of this story, is that there's so much stuff in it, so many little details too that are just kind of funny.
It
And
is
he-
the deepest shallow story.
Yeah, and it's weird because he's doing reciting poetry and being all deep and philosophical and whatnot. And then we've got, in the beginning of the story, Kesley's also reciting poetry the first time he meets Tank Girl. So I think there was something going on with poetry in the writing of this whole thing. Very interesting.
Well, yeah,
Well,
I
it's
expected him to start saying fire is the time in which we burn.
school is the building in which we learn.
Yeah, well, yes, that's because that is the real poem of it. School is the time in which we learn. It's a real poem that was taken and put into Star Trek Generations, but some people accidentally attribute it to Star Trek, and it's not.
Well, it's like revenge is a dish best served cold is an old Klingon proverb.
Right. Quoted by Tarantino.
Yes, at the beginning of Kill Bill.
Oh, the guys who think they're going to be in a calendar, they're really into this. Guy's so
Oh,
excited
yes.
about it.
How fun was this scene? Oh my goodness.
No, I like this because if you're going to have a female hero, this is the way a female will get away with something.
Yes.
She will use her charms and her good looks to say, hey, well, no, this is official. I'm officially here to do this thing, and you guys trust me. And they do.
That's hilarious, yeah.
Never
Meanwhile,
be afraid to
they're
tell a
taking
lie.
pictures of everything.
Lord Thoth is here. Hey, Lord Thoth.
Hey, Lord
Oh,
Thoth.
hi.
This is such a fun movie, and nobody really talks about it that much.
Yeah. Except
And-
for us.
Except for us.
Which is best.
Actually, Scotty R37 has been asking for this live stream for
Oh,
Ever.
really? Oh, wow.
No,
Yeah, no,
I just-
when I created my channel, I was like, this is one of the ones I gotta review like first.
Oh,
Did you review it?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yeah.
No, that's great. Don't forget to subscribe to Retro Nerd Girl.
Oh,
Like,
nice.
Yes.
subscribe, share, tell your mom.
yes, let's put that in there. Well, we'll put it in at the end of the show too. But
I
I
gotta
can do it now.
throw it
I'm
in
not
there
doing
now.
anything.
Oh, okay.
You guys are
Well,
nice.
thank you.
That's really kind.
And oh
Well,
yeah,
no, I
and
feel
all
like a
the
bit of a
90s
jerk.
toys.
Because I haven't watched your review of it. I feel like I should.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I haven't either.
Oh, we're
Well,
saying a
don't
lot
you?
of the same things.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Congratulations.
I noticed a troll doll. I used to have a bunch of those when I was a kid.
Oh,
and
yeah.
decorating the tank.
You had to have like at least one troll doll, even if you weren't into it all.
Oh no, I
and
wasn't
then-
into it. They just, if you're a little girl in the 90s, they just fall into your lap. for no
They
reason.
do.
They're like tribbles.
I had a troll doll for the love of Pete.
I accidentally got like a keychain. I was like, oh, I never had a troll doll, so here you go.
Mine was on the end of a pencil.
Oh, cool.
No, not really, because think about where the pencil goes.
Oh.
You know what? I had a pencil one too, and I had the same thought. Hello in the chat to Pleasant Valley Picker CA. Great.
Oh,
Hey,
And
PvP.
subscribe to Retro Nerd Girl. She has some.
Uh,
Your editing skills are top notch, and I
oh,
really enjoy
really?
your
Wow.
take on the reviews I have seen. I really enjoyed them.
Oh, thank you so much.
Mhm.
I love doing them.
It's so strange though, because the production value on this, look at those, like the sets, the tanks, like I
Yes.
love everything about it. And so when people say it's like, oh no, and then they didn't know what to do. So they put in the animated stuff. And I'm like, some of these shots, like
Mhm.
the stuff that is going on screen, I'm like, no, I don't think that they were cheaping out. I think that this is how they wanted to make it,
Yeah.
no matter what. And that's why, like, even with the people who made it, some like it, some don't, and the director is still unabashedly like, if you don't like it, sorry. It's like Gilly from Saturday Night Live. It's like, oh well, sorry.
Well, Pleasant Valley Picker says a girl in her tank. Oh, the romance. That's
Oh
exactly
man.
right. And the
Yes.
tank used in this movie is a modified M5A1 Stewart.
Huh.
And they bought it from Peru before making the movie. And it had been used in other movies. I guess it doesn't say which ones. And so the tank's 37 millimeter anti-tank gun was covered in a modified flagpole so that it would look like a 105 millimeter gun.
Mm.
And an entire 1969 Cadillac Eldorado was added onto the tank with the rear
Nice.
section welded at the back and the fender welded into the front. And oh yeah, this is what Gavin Blackburn is also telling us about it.
So that's rad.
Yeah. Mikey Seuss 4 is already
Oh,
subscribed
yes.
to Retro Nerd Girl.
So good to
Nice.
see you.
Oh, PvP. That's interesting. Which one do I like better? Tank Girl or Buckaroo Banzai? Or are they just both on top of my wedding cake? I think that they are both on top of my cake. I cannot choose between them.
Oh, that's really a tough one.
It is, right? So I abstain.
Yeah.
Well, no, I don't. I'll choose Buckaroo. I love Buckaroo more.
I don't know. It's
Thank you.
tough.
I do have to say, because of the amount of time, or I guess when I saw Buckaroo, it was like it was earlier than Tank Girl, so I've spent more time loving Buckaroo.
That
Right,
makes sense.
and like Putin's cat says, just John Lithgow. That's what this movie is missing.
Yes. John Lithgow in that movie is just
Yeah.
incredible. Yeah, there just is so many little things about that movie. Did you guys review that one yet?
Yep.
Buckaroo? I've got to go
Yeah, we
back
did.
and watch that one. It
Mhm.
is so good, and I would say that this is it's different than this one, and for me personally, emotionally. So that would be one of the reasons why Buckaroo would probably get this.
I
But
think, yeah, it's more thoughtful.
yeah, but one thing I have to say about this movie that mainly endears me to it is definitely the portrayal of Tank Girl as a character, um, by Lori Petty in particular, and that I had never before, since this movie, or at this point of time when I saw the movie, encountered another, like, character like this, guy or girl, and I was like, "Wow, this is my secret, person that I wish I could be." Be because she's fearless. She, anybody does something wrong to her, she can stand up for herself. She's very strong, in that way, and doesn't care about the consequences. And I think myself, I'm the complete opposite you know, and I think as I've gotten older, I've learned to stand up for myself a lot more. But at the time I saw this, it was like, wow, she says everything I wish I could say. She does everything. You know, she's such a cool character. She's an action hero. she's she's playful. She's fun, and you know, she
I relate
has
to your perception on that perfectly, and I
yeah.
I agree. And I'm actually working on trying to stand up for myself more actively, and
Mhm.
so yeah, I
Yeah,
want to
it's
agree
I
hard in
also.
real life. It's harder in real life. I mean, the Bugs Bunny is probably like the other character who does that. It's like they know how to have fun with life no matter how dark it is. Because you know she's
Mhm.
in an apocalyptic world, and you know she's got trained militia going after her. She's there's so many terrible things going on for her, but still there's a joke in it. There, you know, she's tied up and she's still making fun of the enemy. It's so endearing to me. Like she's somebody I wish I could be, except for being a heartless killer. That's the only other
Yeah,
thing
that
I would
part. Well,
probably.
all right. When they ask, "How many men have you killed?" Oh, just 8.
well, and like when oh, eight men. Anyway, no, but when Creepy McCreeperson is macking on Jet Girl, and what does Tank Girl do? She makes friends with Jet Girl instead of fighting Creepy McCreeperson, and it's like
Yeah.
I wish like she made love, not war, and that's
Yes.
amazing. Until she had to make like until it comes to that Bugs Bunny moment where it's like you
Oh,
know of
So right.
course this means war, and
Yes.
mhm.
everything. Like, I agree with you. Yeah, Tank Girl is everything I wish I was too. I'm just a girl. Tank Girl.
Yeah, yeah. And yeah, I didn't, you know, I didn't think about
Well,
that too.
yeah.
She does turn those situations around.
Like, whatever
I
you
look up
expect to
I
watch,
look
if
up
you've
to
never
Tank
seen this
Girl the
movie,
way I look up
whatever you
to
expect is
Jadzia
wrong.
Dax.
Who?
Ooh.
Who do you look up
Jud
to?
Jadzia Dax from Deep Space Nine, who, well, she's in Starfleet, so she does follow the rules, but
Oh, yeah, I remember
she
her.
does also stand up for herself, and she's a strong character.
You know the difference between Tank Girl and Jadzia Dax?
What's the difference?
Tank Girl didn't die.
That's true.
Mm.
Sorry to bring it down,
Tank
but I
Girl
just
didn't
wanted to
die.
say, Tank, I appreciate where you're coming from. I also love Jadzia Dax, but Tank Girl doesn't die.
That's
It's like
true,
when
but
people say, I
it's
hated
kind
the
of
last
like a
James
it's a
Bond
mess
movie.
it's a messed up death, though. It's not like she even got to fight for her life.
Yeah,
She was just
but
killed.
but also it makes us hate Belle Ducat more. Anyway, we'll review it all next week on our new series, Deep Space Nining.
Keithy says, "I say in my life when things go bad, someday this will be funny."
Yes.
Yeah, but in that moment, it doesn't feel funny.
No.
Oh, I'm just a girl by no doubt. Yeah, I know Scotty was trying to make me think of that song.
Laugh a while you can, monkey boy.
The second Dex? No, I'm actually more
No,
like
that's
the second
Esri.
Dex.
Yeah, but I
Mikey
love
Sue's force.
Esri.
Mikey Sue's force says, "You're all gonna die." Is the latest indie film that Lori Petty did in
Oh,
2023.
I
Interesting.
do have to look that up. Like, I know I started this off on the wrong foot, Lori Petty. Maybe I do like you.
Oh, I adore her. She is like she is really much a lot like the character she plays, except for being the killer. She's very outspoken, very, you know, um, she has that energy.
Mhm.
But I think the difference is that, you know, in the real world, it can kind of stuff happens. So she's like slightly a little bit less than Tank Girl as far as like not as outrageous, but she does have that energy.
Well,
And she carries herself in that way a lot. So I do like that about her.
You're All Gonna Die is currently standing at a 2.7 rating on IMDb, and that's
that's
not
not
out
good.
of 5.
Ooh, yeah.
Oh yeah, that's out of 10 on IMDb.
Yeah. I did forget that she was in Point Break. I haven't seen Free Willy.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh yeah. I have seen Free Willy. I saw that when I was a kid. Enjoyed
Someone clip that.
it. So I want to say hello to Don Ranger Power.
Hello.
He's still a Power Ranger fan. That's good.
More phenomenal.
There may be 2 Daxes in Star Trek Deep Space Nine, but there is one in Power Rangers Operation Overdrive. What?
Which one?
Oh, okay. It's just a person named
Mhm.
And of course, Dax has like 7 or 8 different lives that she's lived.
Can I just tell a personal story for 1 second?
Of course. That's
Okay.
going to be what's unique about this live stream. They won't have the story.
So I used to
Other
work at this.
reviews won't have
I
it.
used to work at this pasta restaurant, and the person who trained me, I was very young. It was the year that Star Wars: The Phantom Menace came out, but his name was Dax, and I was like Jadzia, and he was like, "Shut up." So anyway, a couple years later, I ended up working with a lady named Catherine, and I was like, "So, how do you spell that? With a C or with a Y?" And she was like, "With a Y, Katheryn." And I was like Janeway? And she was like, "Yes. Want to be friends?" And we were. So, two different Star Trek characters or people named after Star Trek characters who weren't named after Star Trek characters. That's my story. I met them.
Hmm.
Was it an
Well,
okay
actually,
story?
it was a good story because if you meet someone named Dax, I think it. I don't know. I feel like the likelihood that they're named after the Star Trek is
No. Well, but the thing
I
is
guess it doesn't make sense because it wouldn't fit timeline wise based on your age.
Exactly, they were born before any of that happened. But if I have a kid, and I'm sorry in advance, I'm going to name him Tolian.
I decided a long time ago I wasn't going to use my fandoms on my children because it's just like I'll save that for my pets.
Yeah, that makes sense. Maybe I'll rethink it. Maybe just Tim, not Tolian.
Yeah.
Don't make your children get beat up.
And if you are going to do it, use the middle name.
What about Gowron? Do you think Gowron R37? Hey.
No. Well, but it's
never
not
let me do anything
my
fun.
kid. You know what? That's between you and your wife.
I suppose.
Mikey's Forces Malcolm McDowell says, "I'll admit, did play a good villain in this film. Did.
Oh yeah, he was a lot of fun.
So having fun.
This
anyway,
was sad. This guy died. TV. Oh, DT. Sorry, died, and that was a sad moment in the film. And they all go "ow" or something like that.
Right, that reminded me of Klingons.
Yeah,
the Klingons they'll howl when you die because you're leaving behind an empty shell and your soul is going to Stovacor, and so they gotta warn them the new warrior's coming.
Yeah.
Final showdown.
Mm-hmm.
This is so cool.
Yeah, so I thought this was like really different. I mean, it was different and it was brilliant too at the same time, with flavors of The Wizard of Oz, which was really cool. One of my favorite movies. So, look at this animation. Oh man,
I love that, and like the James Bond villain monologuing. Say I won. I won. No. Say I won. I won.
Yeah, and in many ways, she is a if you did, like I was thinking before, like if you did like replace some generic action man, you could totally see this as a villain, a futuristic James Bond movie.
Sure.
And also, Jet Girl gets her revenge here,
Mhm.
and she takes out the creature from earlier.
Yeah,
who was
and you
assaulting her.
definitely get that visual of her becoming a new woman. Like she's not the same girl we met beginning of the movie. And it's delightful because you want that for her. She's actually a very likable character. If you're, um, most people say that they really like Jet Girl a lot, and so I think that change for her is satisfying.
Agreed. Jet Girl's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Oh, I loved her impression of Muhammad Ali. It's so great.
Oh yes,
Ooh,
isn't it?
I'm gonna hit you so hard, your children will be born bruised. There is a little bit of a mess up though, because like when Malcolm McDowell first gets thrown down, he rubs his face and nothing happens. But then when we reveal that he has a hologram head, it's like, all right.
Yeah, I don't know. They don't really explain how that works. How he is
I
able
think
to.
there's a lot in this that goes unexplained.
Mhm.
Yeah, like an android would make more sense than a hologram. How does the hologram function the whole body? And I don't know.
I'm
Function.
pretty, I don't know. You'd have to ask
Yeah.
Water and Power, and it's classified.
It's
Yeah,
classified,
and his, how does his voice work? Like,
Yeah,
he doesn't have
is
a
there a
throat.
speaker?
Yeah.
Well, that was cool with the doctor who did this, James Hong.
Yeah.
When he was doing all this, he's speaking his native language, and then the translation comes out of a necklace and around his neck. Obviously, that's where necklaces
Yeah.
go, Scott.
So cool.
Oh yeah,
I love
that was neat.
And then they killed the doctor. It was like, what did she do wrong?
Oh, I know. I was like, wait a minute. You're in a post-apocalyptic world. Do you really want to be killing the most skilled people?
Yeah.
They needed the water.
Oh my god, that's
Tank Girl wins.
I win.
Well, and the best part is, and this is what I love, is that at the beginning, the establishing shot with Kesley is him reveling over water. And then he eventually is destroyed, like most electronics, with water damage.
Mm-hmm. It was great.
So
great
it's
irony.
just, even the bracketing of the introduction and closing of the character is, it's a little bit more than just the silly cartoon. Fatality. And I love, thank you, Lord Goth. But I also love that she kills him with beer. That's one of my favorite things. She doesn't want to waste the beer, but she has to.
Mm-hmm. Well, right. It's precious. It's a precious resource.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't have still suits.
How do you make beer without water?
Yeah. Eugene Bird says my vulnerability and courtesy is attractive and rare. Don't become too much of an alpha. No one would hurt you. Well, no, I'm not. That's not my goal. Just to be a little more assertive rather than an alpha. I'm not going that far. I'm not going to go that far.
But yeah, that was really cool. I loved it. The whole Wicked Witch of the West reference. It was really great.
Yeah, he's melting.
But here's the thing with this and killing this character off. It kills the story as far as, maybe there could be more Tank Girl, So like she resolves everything at the end. Like the water's free, it kind of if you wanted to do continuations of the story, it just ends here. So that's my only complaint. Like, because this could have gone on for a little
It
bit
was
longer.
sudden. Yeah, you're right. It was sudden.
Mhm.
There was no epilogue or here's what's going on next or how do we feel about what just happened. Nope, it's just over.
Yeah, it's over, and everything's resolved. Everything. So there's no part 2 or Tank Girl 2 or no need for a spin-off. Everything's been resolved. Everything's been resolved. So that's the end of that story. And so it
Well,
could have been there could have been so much more.
I don't know. In this modern era of filmmaking where you have to plan for a trilogy or two,
Mhm.
I like the fact that this just stands alone and stands on its own.
Oh yeah, yeah, and there's a way to do it. There's a way to do it where they're like, oh, could there be a part 2, but also end the story. Like, no, I'm a big fan of ending a story when it when it's supposed to, and
Well,
not set up
yeah.
for part 2 necessarily, but the possibility of a part 2 being kind of something you could do.
Well, that's the thing that I enjoy about after you have this big battle and you win and the water is released, you want something. And
How
I
the
think it just
world
needed maybe a couple of minutes. Just 2 minutes of something.
leave them wanting more. The oldest adage in Hollywood or in show business. Like, I would love to have a thank you, that one too, please. If you could send
Okay.
that to me, that would be
Sure.
fabulous. Thanks. No, but like, do you want a Hudson Hawk 2? Like, did we really need Short Circuit 2? It's obviously
Yes. Oh
inferior.
my god. No, it is not. I love Short
Well,
Circuit too. It is badass.
all right.
Shut
Well,
your
No,
mouth.
that's it.
I personally need
Unsubscribed.
I personally needed a Tank Girl too. I wanted Lori Petty to come back. I think, especially at this time in her life, she wasn't, she was at right age to play the part. Um, and there really wasn't another person who could embody the character like her. So it was kind of like, it was kind of sad, but um, yeah, like just I do love the animated drawings and just the animation itself. I really wouldn't have minded an animation project with the same flavor, that same wild kind of visual to it. It's just insane. The colors, everything. It was great.
Soundtrack.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
has a unique personality, and that's why I like this movie. And
Mhm.
so that works for me.
Yeah.
And
And
there was one more thing. Courtney Love was gonna do more in this movie, but it was around the time Kurt Cobain deprived us of his company. And
That is the best way to say that.
but she did assemble the soundtrack.
yes,
So
she
so
did a
the
fantastic job at that too.
Oh, that
Mhm.
reminds me. Thank you for reminding me. I gotta go
What
shopping.
did I remind you about? Oh, you have to
gotta
go
go-
shopping. You're gonna go shopping live on here. That makes sense.
No, I'm just gonna look. I'm gonna look and see if it's available.
Oh, the soundtrack for this movie.
Yeah.
Oh, the water skiing. See, this is how you know it's a happy ending. So this is everything
Yeah.
we're asking for, but kind of like if they animated it, made it a little more lively.
Yeah. I mean, I would have liked to, like, oh, there's a new bad guy, but what, maybe he'll,
Mhm.
Yeah, but
somebody.
that's like the end of Incredibles when the Underminer shows up, and then you go and you watch the Incredibles 2, and it's like the Underminer isn't even in this. Makes me angry.
Oh yeah, Doug Jones is playing one of the guys in the background.
Oh, that's
one of the
cool.
Rippers.
I really love Iggy Pop, so it's a shame he had to be the P word in this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rat face.
Also, the kangaroos, in as you can see from the last little bit of or the Rippers, they look more like kangaroos in those
Mhm.
animations or in those drawings, but Rachel wanted them to look more human, so she had them kind of do a little redesign on them so they can look a little bit more like human kangaroo mix instead of more
Instead of
like
just a complete animal.
yeah
Which yeah.
which is a good idea because I don't think people would be ready for it.
Oh, I didn't mean for that to be on there.
Yes, 1,000.
Yeah, I meant 1,000. Okay. There.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
No, you can only get it for $9, apparently, the CD.
$9.
Mhm.
That's not bad.
It's
Yeah,
not
that sounds
bad.
bad.
But it's not like it's not local. That's off of Amazon. And I spent my last $2 on a super chat saying mutant kangaroos, yo. So I'm out.
Money well spent. I didn't even play a video for you, but you played it for yourself.
I did. I will laugh while I can, the monkey boy.
Lance says, congrats on 1K, the official 1K celebration, because it couldn't push off Tank Girl. Will be next Friday.
Oh, cool.
So
congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. It was a sudden surprise. I looked in my analytics to see how it happened. It came from the watch page, the recommendations page. So
cool.
YouTube promoted my channel for some reason. I have no idea how or why it happened.
It was probably me.
It wasn't you.
No, they were all here for me.
Oh, they all
that's why I'm a Daffy
you.
Duck. It's mine, I tell you. Mine.
Mm-hmm. No, but you do have fans. Don't mistake it.
I think both of them.
Oh, it's at least 4.
Yay! Still single digits though. Let's get those numbers up.
Okay.
Do you guys mind if I go grab a Coke Zero? I'll be back in a second. You guys can.
All right.
Thank you. I appreciate your grace.
Don Ranger Power says, I used to play one Sega Genesis game. Now I play mobile phone games. We're not manimals. Oh yeah. There's so many good quotes in this movie too, and just that we
Oh yeah. They are. They really are. I mean, the one-liners are just like bam, 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 bam. All just incredible. I do like.
Oh.
Well, what happened?
No, nothing. I just thought of one of them because I was thinking of one-liners when she's tied up and by the company they got her all wrapped up. She's like, I can't play with myself in this thing.
Yes. Isn't that great? Like the gall to say that is just like, where did this come from? And who is this miraculous creature in front of me? I remember watching that, seeing her say that and just being like, wow, I wish I could be like that.
Yeah, me too. Like it's a little bit like Duke Nukem with his one-liners too.
Yeah,
a little bit funny, a little outrageous.
Outrageous and ridiculous, but also there's a strange charm to it all. I think the comic books though also too, like if you like see some of the work from the comic, like they were saying she gets beat up a lot. Like she's always got a black eye. She always has like some tape from some scar or something.
Right, because she doesn't think before she speaks.
Yeah, she just does whatever, and then some of them she's got like teeth knocked out.
Oh no.
It's really wild. You've got to see some of the artwork. for the comics. It's really out there, but it never goes into like um, it never goes quite into like heavy metal, um, heavy metal magazine kind of stuff. It
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
there is there's still a format of it that feels like an actual comic. Um,
Oh, less
uh,
of a graphic novel. It's still comic.
yes. Um, yeah, I have a soft spot for this movie, definitely. Very soft spot for it. I mean,
It feels like something that'll grow on me. I just saw it for the first time, and I wouldn't be opposed to seeing it again.
yeah, and if they ever did decide to do this as a live action, which I would say is very difficult. Casting would be the biggest issue.
Mhm.
Um, and maybe you need like a comedian to do it. Maybe like you need somebody with comedic timing and someone who doesn't care what they look like.
Right,
But
because there are a lot of moments where she doesn't. Yeah, there
oh
are unflattering things she does,
yeah,
but they're funny. So it's important for
and
for someone to be comfortable doing them.
yes, and you know that this shows like exactly how pretty Lori Petty is. That some of the the out like the hairstyles and stuff. She is like it. They're not flattering hairstyles. They're not
No.
flattering looks at all. And she still like ends up looking beautiful. I'm like, wow, that's
Well, yeah, the original actor didn't want to shave her head, and so
yeah,
that's how Laura Petty got the role.
yeah. And you have to for Tank Girl. I mean, if you see some of the drawings, it just tells you everything. There's no structure to the hairstyles at all. There is, I mean, if you want to call it a hairstyle, it's like bald with a few sprigs here and there, and
Right, she has
um,
even less hair in the pictures.
yes, like
Lance,
she's shaved down all the way down to her scalp. It's like,
yeah.
wow, I could never do that.
Oh, no, me neither. I
Yeah,
mean, yeah, I'd have to if I were an actor, I'd want to use a cap, but they did. You can't do that for this movie because you have to
no.
have a little bit of hair. I guess you could if you had a hat that had the different. The problem is she has too many different hairstyles, so you would need so many different bald caps.
Yes. And
Well,
And
and it speaks to her fearlessness as a performer, just in
oh,
terms
mhm,
of doing all that. And like I agree with you. It isn't conventional and it isn't something that I would be attracted to on the street, I suppose. But the same can be said about Ripley from Alien 3. But both, oh my God,
mhm.
chicks without hair, hotness.
Well, yeah,
Lieutenant
and
Ilea
then
from Star Trek One.
yes, I was going to mention her, and she really did shave her head too.
yeah, you have to for the this kind of role. I mean,
Mhm.
the ball cap, you can definitely see the ball caps now. Um,
Mhm.
so
Right, especially when they were made in the past, because now we can see at higher resolution, everything's a little, more obvious.
mhm. Yeah, I
And,
mean,
oh, hello, to do the evolution, the protagonist acts goofy. When I was younger, I found it weird, but today, I think it's cute. Just
oh,
like Harley Quinn, who comes off cute
mhm.
in that way, so does Tank Girl.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I think that if you like Harley Quinn, you could like Tank Girl. There are definitely a lot of similarities. I theorize that Tank Girl has a very troubled childhood and possibly, whatever happened in those prior 11 years when the
Well,
comet hit, some stuff went down and it damaged her to the point that we're, this is the character we're seeing now who doesn't, who's, I described her in my review as suicidal because like
nihilistic.
the way she just jumps into stuff she's like, oh, and then she just, just jumps into like a battle, and
Oh, so you think she has the death wish?
yeah, yeah, oh, absolutely.
I mean, she's like you said, she's fearless, but
Yeah,
fearless and going out of your way to put yourself in danger is
yeah,
I
yeah.
guess
I
they go
mean,
hand in hand.
there's there like several scenes with, well, at least in the beginning, where she's got like all these guys with guns pointed at her, and she's still cracking jokes. She's still like um you know saying very and antagonizing things to the bad guy as she is being tortured. She's that something's happened to her, and
Well, even the
Something's happened in the chat.
there you
ooh,
go.
Well, thank you so much. Eugene Bird has sent a super
uh-huh.
sticker, a $9.99 super sticker of a little pear doing a little bow, saying thank you. And
Oh, that
thank
is
you,
so
Eugene.
cute.
Yeah, I love the little pears. So
But there is a moment
let's.
where Tank Girl meets with Jet Girl and says, "Don't worry, it's like the first time you got laid." When you say, "Daddy," like there is messed up shit.
Yeah.
I thank you.
Oh man, I forgot about that one. Woo! That's
Yeah, that
that's a
well, we
hard
were
one.
talking about some good one-liners, and that's one too. So
What? Yes, I
but
forgot about that one.
that's the kind of humor that she has. She's not afraid
Mhm,
to to mention that kind of stuff, and that makes Jet Girl laugh. And that
mhm.
that kind of reminds me of our friendship, where you say stuff like that, and it makes me laugh.
Just be
Um,
inappropriate at all times, and something will stick.
yeah.
And thank you so much, Eugene Bird. I'm so glad you're here. I'm looking for a good video for you.
Mm.
Let's see.
Well, in retro, you're doing
Mhm.
a watch party of may I call you retro?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Thank you. You're doing a watch party of 2001 shortly, aren't you?
Yes, this Saturday. It's tomorrow. Wow, time
Nice.
flies. Yeah, 2001: A Space Odyssey, 1968. One of my favorite movies. It's a classic, and I, I want to make sure to go over the classic sci-fi movies for sure on my channel. I did do an extensive deep dive review of it, and it's really interesting because that was several years ago, and so sometimes when you look at a movie, and over time, sometimes you'll glean like brand new information from it, like years later, and so that movie seems to teach me something new every single time I watch it. So
Oh, speaking of which, you've got a show soon, don't you? Or
We were
are you
just
streaming
talking
too?
about it, lady.
Oh yeah, that is okay. I'm sorry. I was looking for I was looking for a video for Eugene, and I might have missed. I'm gonna play this for Eugene, and then we'll go over that. And of course, that's from this episode.
Captain Garth.
Lord Garth.
Lovely.
Yeah. And so thank you so much, Eugene Bird. I just had to do that. But yes, in about 15 minutes, or in precisely 15 minutes, Retro Nerd Girl is going to have a watch party of.
oh no,
Is
no,
that today?
not
Or
today.
is
Oh,
that.
Saturday. Yeah,
Oh, that's
yeah,
Saturday.
yeah, yeah.
That's
Oh
right.
gosh, thank God. I'm
Okay.
like,
See, that's why I was
I better
asking.
check my I better check to make sure.
Okay, you're right.
Yes,
No, you're right. It's your watch party's on Saturday, but are
yes.
you that's why I was asking, are you streaming today? And Scotty said that you're streaming that, and so I got mixed up.
Yeah, I used to stream on Fridays, but my schedule is
What
so
happened?
insane right now, and so I'm trying to pare back a lot of the stuff that I've been doing. I'll
Oh,
get back to it a little bit late, a little bit in a little bit. Maybe I'll stream again on Fridays, but for now, I think,
okay.
yeah, I had to take a small break because it was just getting to be a lot of
For a second.
yeah, and it just kind of felt like running in place,
Mhm.
in a way. So I needed to kind of calibrate and
Reprioritize things. I've been thinking about that
yes,
myself. I stream a lot, and sometimes streaming too much gets in the way of creativity of doing other
absolutely,
things.
absolutely, yes.
I
So
know exactly what you mean.
oh, yeah, and also my initial love was definitely doing reviews, and I want to like amp that up more. And so when
You
you do
should. You're good
reviews,
at it.
oh, thank you. Well, one of the things is definitely, doing the research, writing the stuff, but
Mhm.
also editing. And so editing is just like really takes a long time sometimes. So,
But
um,
it's a lot of fun once you get into it. I'm
oh
not,
yeah,
yeah. I
oh yeah.
I'm trying to make 1 edited video a month, and so I
Ooh.
just started doing that, and I'm not my editing skills are in progress, but
Oh,
I'm still gonna make it anyway.
yeah, I encourage it a lot because, I think live streams are really great and they do help to grow your channel, but something about a video kind
Mhm.
of lasts forever in its own pocket of like people looking and searching for commentary or even um, like certain ideas. A nice little video can work greatly, can do great for that, especially if like you're on your lunch break and you want to see something for like 30 minutes or 15 minutes. Videos are so good for that.
Right, shorter videos endure a little more, and most people have time for 30 minutes. Less people have time fewer people have time for 3-hour live streams about Tank Girl, but so far it's, only 2 2 hours. And hello to Canadian Spider-Man.
Oh,
Hey, Jill,
hi.
and all-female panel. Well, okay, y'all
Oh,
oh, wait, it's Scotty, R37. Hello. Hey, buddy. No,
Don't assume my gender.
it was going to be, we were going to have 3 ladies on the panel. There was going to be Tiger Stripes, but I guess she couldn't make it. And,
oh,
yeah, she actually knows the comics and everything, and I'm glad that you read them, so you were able to tell us a little bit about them.
briefly. I mean,
She
I
was
don't, yeah.
she was really into it, though, and
Oh
so
man, I
it
want
was
to
both
hear what
there.
she has to say.
I know, like, Tiger Stripes, if you're randomly listening to this, get up here.
Or just leave some, really detailed stuff in the comments. I want to check it
Oh,
back and
yeah, yes, please.
because
Yes, please
I
leave.
definitely want to hear her comments on if I got it right on some of the stuff. But I mean, punk rock comics, come on, I'm in.
Yeah. No, it is the
Yeah.
best.
Edge of Time says, "Engage, Filthy Friday." Do the Evolution says, "Thanks, Eugene Bird, for the super chat." Aw, yeah. I love, Donnie loves 2001 as well. Oh, what a
Oh
classic.
wow, great.
I love Haywood Floyd. I get so disappointed when we don't get any more Haywood Floyd in that
Oh.
movie.
Oh,
I
speaking of
know.
That actor is
Donnie.
so good, and I think he's only been like I haven't seen anything else with him in it, and
Yeah, neither.
he's so charismatic.
Mm. Uh, Donnie says, "I love Jason Hunt's call for the next Star Trek series to be first since the original animated series to air on NBC."
Huh?
What? What does that mean?
Maybe it's breaking news.
Shout out to him and his Sci-Fi for Me TV team.
Part 1 of 2.
If Skydance's acquisition of Paramount isn't on the condition of selling that IP to WBD, then I hope the next Star Trek series would be on the next CBS Studios production for NBC. I don't think there's any hope for Star Trek unless it gets away from Secret Hideout and Alex Kurtzman, because he owns that company, and as long as Secret Hideout is making Star Trek, it won't really be.
Well, you
Star
know what
Trek.
I heard?
What
I
did you
heard that
hear?
they were going to make, there were on the announcement is that there's going to
Mm-hmm.
be a Star Trek origin movie, another
Oh.
prequel. Like I hate to say it because I'm usually an optimist when it comes to new Star Trek, and it's like I want to see good Star Trek. I will watch whatever they throw at me because I want it to be good. But if you're going to say that we're doing another origin story, I think I'm going to have to stick with the 737. Like I think I'm done. I think Star Trek's over for me, and I'm okay because I have so much of it. I'm a
Yeah, there
millionaire when it
is.
comes to
There's
Star
right.
Trek.
There's
But all
735 iterations of real Star Trek, and so
737.
you're in that club by yourself.
I am in that club by myself, but I will stand by it. And that's the thing, is that if it's over, I really love what I got, and
Yeah,
whatever they're gonna
it's just
do.
a little heartbreaking that they just keep beating it up while it's
Yes.
It's like that bully who breaks all of his toys at the end of Toy Story. It's like, fine, just it's over. I'm done.
I mean, why can't they go into the far, 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 far future?
Careful what you
Well,
wish for, and then you get
yeah,
Discovery.
I
Yeah, but
know. That's
Discovery's
Bad. I'm fine with saying bad.
yeah, I
No,
mean,
it's the
but
worst.
that's the
I
worst part about that is that they go from like pre-Kirk, and then it's like, okay, we're in the future now, and there's no
indication that
exploration
there
of that.
is. There's no indication that it is the future.
Yeah,
yeah.
I didn't get a sense of the past. So when you
Well,
throw me into the future, what am I supposed to care about now?
yeah. I don't know.
Attached nacelles.
Maybe
Yikes.
I don't know if there is any hope, but yeah. I'm actually like really like over Star Trek right now. The old
Yeah, me
I
too.
like the old stuff. Um and the newer stuff since 2009 I just can't get into it.
Yeah, and that's a healthy way to be. It's just I'm done with it, but I obsess
You know what?
over what's happening because somebody's still messing with that name, and I want to see what happens.
Yeah.
And Star
Yeah,
Trek
I
has
hear you.
gone through low points and high points before,
Yeah.
and this is just the lowest.
Yeah.
but if you want to watch something good, which I recently got into, check out the new Fallout show. It is, no pun intended, rad.
Okay.
No, I thought the pun was intended.
It was last night, but now I have to cop to it.
Did you see the I'm sorry, did you play the game or
Yeah.
you did? Okay, so and
Not
they
1 and 2. I played 3 New Vegas and 4. I don't think that like Fallout's a single player game, so I never got into 76. But everything about that show is, for a Fallout fan, really, really cool.
Oh,
So
okay.
DJ Play Night says he has to get going. He says I'm out. Thanks, Jill, for hosting.
So good.
Yes,
You DJ
we
Play
did.
Have a
Nice.
good have a good one.
Yes, have a great Friday.
Yes,
And
take care.
I hope you enjoyed our review of Tank Girl. We finished it in record time. That was amazing. But J-Man has something to say about Tank Girl. Saw it in theaters. I have the VHS, DVD, and the Blu-ray,
Oh,
the cassette and CD soundtrack, the
oh,
poster framed. Whoa, he's a true fan.
what?
And I have Lori's autograph. And I ordered the limited edition Blu-ray. So I'm a fan.
Wow.
That
That is so
yeah,
cool.
That's
is.
dedication.
Yeah. I love
for
it.
Tank Girl.
You have a personalized license plate that is TNK GRL and a bumper sticker that says my other car is a tank.
You're still on. Yeah, we're still on. DJ Play Night says, y'all have an awesome weekend. Be safe. Have fun. Take care of your crew and rock.
Will do.
Yes. J-Man says Star Trek, there's only 735. Yeah, there are only
You know,
725 episodes and 10 movies. And that's all we need.
I like Star Trek Beyond and I like
Oh,
Star
I
Trek
know.
2009.
We'll
And
talk
as
about it
Princess
someday.
Fiona said, that loses me all of my credibility. So
Oh, well, I
I'll
don't
stand by it.
I appreciate everybody's opinions, even when they're wrong.
Oh.
And I am that way oftenly. Hey, Putin's cat is a member.
Yeah,
I think
and
that was
Putin's cat. What? For real?
I think Taylor Swift greater than Matt G. Taylor Swift is greater than Matt G.
Actually, I think Matt G would agree with that.
Yeah. Just gifted a membership, and it looks like Putin's cat cashed in.
Well, thank you, Matt G. That's incredible. Thank you so much for that. Thank you so much for gifting a membership. I love when presents are sent out, and this one.
Delightful.
So it's delightful.
That is so cool.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
Dream that made Mr. Spock and me brothers.
Spock and Captain Kirk are brothers, in case anybody wants to know. I just really love the green ladies today. I don't know what's happening.
They're wonderful.
It's not easy being green.
No. Hail the generous creator. And the Outcast Creative says, cheers, Joe.
Hey. Don't forget to subscribe to the Outcast Creative.
Spock has too many brothers. Oh, yeah. Well, only if you
Cybok is my
believe that
favorite.
Cybok wasn't a dream.
Oh, I will come over there. Roll up a newspaper.
Hey, but making it a dream is what makes Star Trek V more enjoyable for me.
I'm not joking. I'm going to get a passport right now.
All right. Well, let's see. Teatime says, just keep your fur balls off the couch. Feline.
Wow.
Oh, the Putin's cat. Wait, what are we congratulating Putin's cat for? What did I miss?
He was gifted the membership.
Oh, I'm a member. Oh, he was gifted a membership. Excuse me. I suddenly had the memory of a goldfish. Excuse me.
I like Putin's cat says Star Trek V had such promise and ended so lamely. I don't know. You're right. It could have used more rock monsters or rock lobsters. I would have made things, And we never what does God need with a starship?
Nothing.
Nothing.
But he wasn't
Nothing
God.
at all. Exactly.
That was the point.
He was a Q. That is part of the Greg Cox Q continuum novels, is that he was a trapped Q in the middle of the galaxy.
Was he a full Q?
The Great Barrier was like a Q jail. And
that's another thing that doesn't make sense. There's no way the Enterprise could make it to the center of the galaxy. It's too far away.
In the time that they did it, too quick.
It would be like 30 years.
Yes. Well, Tank Girl has come to a close.
Yeah, we finished reviewing it. It's true.
Are we done? What do you want to do?
I
was going to go have a cigarette, but I didn't know if we were winding down.
Well, we might be. I was just enjoying the chat for just a little bit because
that makes sense.
I missed a few. Gavin Blackburn says Scotty R37, Haywood Floyd, William Sylvester was in Gorgo, the British
Gorgo
movie. It's free on YouTube, so that's how you sell it, because it's free.
I didn't know Gorgo was a movie. I thought it was just a pinball machine.
I didn't know it was a movie either.
Yeah, it's a movie. I need to see that one because it's right. It should be right up my alley. It's a Hammer film.
Nice.
About a Gorgon, basically, a lady with snake hair.
Donnie, feel free to post your petition for Paramount to replace Kurtzman and Secret Hideout as Star Trek partners. I would sign that. I didn't know you did that. I don't care how many petitions like that are out there. I'll sign them all.
I want who, but the thing is, I know exactly who I want to take over all of production of Star Trek. And
I know.
I just
You
don't think
said,
they'll hire him.
well, I think he applied one time. Robert Meyer Burnett did
Did.
apply.
I remember that. Yeah. No, Robert Meyer
I
Burnett
forget what
as the
he
head of Star
applied
Trek
for.
would make me so happy.
It would be better, but only I still need he needs a different production company to
Well,
do
who
it.
do you want to run it? Ronald Moore?
Yeah, Ron Moore and people
That'd
who
be good.
actually made Star Trek. David A. Goodman, just bring them all. Andre Bormanis, Doug Drexler,
Ira Stephen
everybody.
Bear.
Ira Stephen Bear, sure. Rick Berman.
He can
Even
bring the
people
coffee.
that I don't really like as much. If they did 90s Trek, I want them.
Ooh, Seth MacFarlane could do it.
Oh yeah, but he's got his Orville, and
It's over. It's over.
And the thing is, the Orville did use all of those Star Trek people. Not all of them, but some of them. They used some of the Star Trek people from the 90s to make the Orville, and that's why it was such a good show. I'm not willing to say season 4 is not going to happen. I've been hearing things that it might happen. So I'm keeping up hope that I'm going to need to cut off one of my review shows to review season 4 of the Orville in like a year. We'll see. True. But there's nothing confirming that yet. Putin's cat asks, do you want to?
Do you want an imitation?
He doesn't like that. Seth the Zach. Oh, so
I don't know. Did you guys see?
Putin's not a fan of the Orville, and that's okay.
Did you guys see the TED show?
No, definitely not.
I haven't seen it yet. No, I saw the movies. Did you see the show?
Yes.
Did you enjoy it?
Yes.
Right.
It's hard to talk about a comedy. It's like, it was funny. I found it funny. Watch Funny Thing.
Okay, I'll go watch Funny Thing. Putin's cat says, are you a math person? Calculus? Or is your name something else? Yes, I chose antiderivative Jill because when I was a kid, I was in calculus class and I was learning calculus. This teacher, I didn't actually like math at this point, but this teacher taught me the algebra that I needed to learn the calculus. She was an amazing teacher. I stayed after school for tutoring, and she was very patient with me, and I eventually became good at it. And by the time I got to college, and I had a computer science degree and a math minor, and with the math minor, I was a mathematics tutor.
Wow.
Yeah, so, but I didn't learn about the theory and everything of all the things, so I wasn't a math major. I only went up to calculus 3. Putin's cat says I may be banned, but Picard season 3 was. I can't even say that. Okay, you liked Picard season 3.
And you know what? It's okay.
I'm glad
Putin's
you enjoyed it.
High five. I don't think it's fantastic. I'm middle of the road on it, but I do enjoy that is the closest that we'll ever get to a sequel for Star Trek Nemesis.
Oh, even if I liked Picard season 3, the sad truth of the matter is that it breathed life into Kurtzman Trek, and so that's possibly why we even have a season 5 of Discovery, and so that's a reason to dislike it, even if you really like it.
Have you seen some of the promotional material that's going around over the final season of Discovery? And they're talking about it's the most important Star Trek series of the 21st century. And it's like, sit down. You're not even as good as Lower Decks.
But the promotional material also contradicts that when it has an interview with Mikey Spock's character, Sonequa Martin Green, and she says, they ask her, "Is it better than the appearance
better
of
than Nemesis?
that political lady?" Oh, who was it?
Oh, I
Who
forget her
showed
name.
up? I forgot her name too. She was like, "No, it wasn't as good as that. She was so great on set, and it was so wonderful." And so
Is it Stacey
this
Abraham?
season, like basically, she was saying the season's not as good as a cameo by a politician. And so I don't know of any more way to say this season is not good.
Well, it's kind of like, remember when they were doing promotional stuff for Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker, and that one reporter was like, can you describe the movie without saying a word?" And everyone just sort of cringes and rolls their eyes. It's like, okay, so it's not good. It's not good. Or when Amelia Clark was asked, like, "Is this the best last episode of Game of Thrones?" And she's
Let me
like,
do it. Let me do it.
"Sure."
Best season ever.
Exactly. So yeah, I'm fine. That dumpster will eventually burn out.
Mhm. Ah,
I'll
well,
be back in a second.
it ain't over until it's over. And Donnie says, "I don't blame those two. Despise it by a long shot." Oh, good. But Donnie also likes it. And Donnie also likes STP season 3, where the Starship Enterprise flies like an X-wing throughout a Borg cube. I'm not. I don't. Donnie says, "The Orville is among the few things I love best about the Walt Disney Company." Except, yeah, so the best things about Walt Disney these days are things they have had nothing to do with creating. Go, Loser Ranger? What? That doesn't feel like that's even a real thing. But you know me, Donnie. I checked out after the Green Ranger became the White Ranger. Putin's cat says he's an impersonator. Who is? Oh, okay. Hey, but Scotty R37 was right. We are winding down. I just wanted to have a little fun with the chat because usually I get to the end of my review and I have to run and I have to go pick up my kids and go do all the things. And this time I just had a little extra time, so I wanted to appreciate my audience just a little bit. And I know that you do that too on your channel when you have live streams too, Retro Nerd Girl.
Oh yeah, I like wind down times because it gives you a chance to connect with after like going through the basics of what the video is about, but then you get to connect. It's really nice.
Exactly. Edutime says I'd let Jill tutor me. Well, I don't know. I could do some math content on this channel. I just haven't gotten around to it. Poon's cat says I feel bad for Amelia. She almost died. What? Who? Amelia Clark? Really? She almost died? Almost died. Well, how did she almost die? Oh, she had a brain hemorrhage. Actually, I had no idea about that. I'm glad I'm glad I didn't hear about her not being alive. Yikes. Well, thanks for that news, Putin's cat. I completely missed the memo on that one. Well, Donnie says Prodigy may be more sci-fi than Star Trek as First Contact to Sun, but Franco Walker and I are in agreement about our number one current Star Trek show. And so, well, Prodigy is a different animal because Kurtzman and Secret Hideout completely gave up on it, and it seems like they completely gave it to Netflix. And the last I paid attention to, the people making Prodigy were talking to Rick Berman or somebody from Star Trek, from Real Star Trek. And so I think that Prodigy is the only new Trek that doesn't actively seem to hate the idea of Star Trek. It gets a lot of things very wrong, but I think it has its heart in some kind of place that isn't out of malice, and so it's the one I'd be interesting. That's why I'm interested to see what happens on Netflix. It's the first time I've truly been interested in any Star Trek, so I'm gonna check it out. Not just like an X-wing fighter, but like a Millennium Falcon as well. I'm falling in space. And oh, Brogu's here. So as we're closing down this live stream, I want to say hello to Brogu. Just wanted to say hi. Hope that you're having a wonderful day, enjoying the coming weekend. And Putin Cat says, I like Strange Worlds too. What? Putin's cat. Okay. But you know what? I don't like any of those, but I can't take away your joy for you. I'm glad somebody's finding joy in something that I do not have any joy in. But even if you do, you got to admit every single one of these new Trek shows are all in a completely different universe. Every single one. They're all detached from each other. Nothing goes together. And that was what was so special about Star Trek, is that everything kind of came together in some way or another until 2005. And well, let's see. Scotty, have you returned?
Yep.
Hooray. Please tell us what you're doing here on the internet, and we're going to head out.
If I could tell you that, I would feel so much better about myself. So I hang out at the Phantasmagorium show, but not for another, like, we're off next week, but the week following, I think we're going to be going into Fargo season 2 and finishing up our Fargo retrospective, which is rad. If you haven't watched Fargo, that is something I would highly recommend. Just pick a season and start. You don't even have to go from the first one. And then I hang out with Ben from Cinema Gulp, and we do Thirsty Thursdays and whatever videos that he says, hey, Scott, do you want to talk about The Crow? And I'm like, sure. And that's where I hang out. And then also, there's this person that you should like and subscribe. Her name is Jill, and most of the time I bother her. So
Hey, that's me. Well,
you
don't bother enough.
Oh, thank you to both of my fans, or all 4 of you.
Yes, you 4, get it right. Yeah, so subscribe to Cinema Gulp for sure, and Phantasmagorium. There's some fun stuff. And also, Retro Nerd Girl, please tell us what's coming up this week for you.
Well, tomorrow, tomorrow I do have a watch party for 2001: Space Odyssey, and that should be a little bit fun. I did this week release 2 reviews, one yesterday, and
what was that? I saw that. That was
that
great.
was
the
Andromeda Strain. Yes, and it was my first time watching, so I just put together some quick thoughts about what I thought about it, and it ended up being like almost an hour. And so that's that. And also earlier this week, for my members, I also did a wonderful little movie that I just saw. There on Mondays for my members, I usually drop something fresh for them every week, so that's been a lot of fun for me.
What movie was it?
It's a secret.
Oh, but I wanted to talk about it. All right, it's a secret.
It's a secret, yes. And then let's see what else is coming up. Every Saturday though, you can definitely depend on me doing a watch party of some sort. It's usually either an old movie or an old movie that is a sci-fi movie, and we've done so many of them, like Silent Running. We've done Outland. We've done The Time Machine. We've done so many. And on Tuesdays, I'm going over a TV show called Gargoyles. Do you guys know of this TV series? that Disney did back in the day in
Oh, the
the 90s.
90s.
Yeah.
Is that
Yeah,
the show with Xander Thanatos?
and
Yes.
Jonathan
Never heard of
Frakes
it.
offers his voice for it.
So does
But
Marina
I think
Sirtis.
you know, yeah, like it's like a TNG
Reunion
cast reunion.
in
Yeah.
the middle of TNG.
Yes, a lot of TNG actors are in that show doing the voice acting. Maria Sirtis, in particular, doing the voice of Demona is incredible. We have Jonathan Frakes playing David Xanatos, very excellent job, and so many others. And who is, I'm not sure if he was in any Star Trek, but we have Keith David doing the voice of Goliath, which is incredible. And the writing for this show is truly outstanding. It really is. So my friend and I, Mama Bear Art Doll, are going through each and every episode of this incredible TV series, and it's been sort of like an eye opener as far as like, oh, this is how TV shows can actually work, and the storytelling is just incredible. So we're loving it so far. So that's what I'm doing on Tuesday evenings as well. So that really sums up my entire roster. But in general, I try to live up to my name. I'm a retro nerd girl. I try to do a lot of things that are reviews and commentaries about retro movies, and usually in the sci-fi genre.
And that's why I was so privileged to be able to talk to you today, because I'm very much interested in your channel and all of the things that you're interested in. I have, and I I am too. Even if I haven't seen it yet, you've seen so much more than I have, so I can learn a
Oh,
lot from you.
thank you.
And
Yeah.
and as Katie says, retro, it sounds like you have a fun channel. Maybe everybody should subscribe.
Oh, you're so sweet.
Oh, that's something we need. We need a video clip of what's his name? Gary Seven? No, Gary Busey.
Which
No.
Gary?
The Gary from The Professional. Oldman, Gary Oldman, and it's like
everything.
everyone.
Yes.
I'm sorry, I tripped all over way too many Garys to get there.
Well, you made it. You made it in the end. I like him as Sirius Black in Harry Potter.
Oh, I still have to watch that, don't I?
Well, you know, it's up to you. I know you prefer vampire
Twilight.
romances for some
I
reason.
love Twilight so much. I haven't even seen them, but I love it so much.
I don't like them.
I know. It's part of the reason why I like it.
No.
Leave Bella
I'm not gonna start hating on this at the end of my live stream. I really
we've gone too far.
Yeah. The only book I want to see burn.
Oh,
So-
which one though? Breaking
All of
Dawn?
them.
Eclipse?
I've never
The
thought of
Maze Runner?
pork rinds as zesty. Well, it could be. It depends on how you flavor them. Anyway,
I don't
now we're talking
think
about
I've ever had a
food.
pork rind.
I think we are finished.
Yeah.
So, what I'm doing on my channel is I also enjoy science fiction too, and exploring them on I like to make slides about it and talk about the movies, and we did that today here with Tank Girl. But next Friday, though, it won't be a review per se, it'll be more of a party, because I hit 1,000 subscribers, which is a milestone for me. So we're gonna just have fun with that. We might talk about a few different things, probably Fallout and probably Looney Tunes. So far, those two things are on the docket. We'll see what other subjects we can come up with to make it fun.
We are
But on
behind the scenes developing a personality test to find out which Looney Tune character are you.
Ooh.
We can make sure everybody in the chat figures out what Looney Tune they are. On
Yeah,
Tuesday.
aren't there like tests for that or something like that? I know
We're
that.
gonna make our own.
Oh, that sounds like fun.
Yeah, we got to have our own criteria. That makes sense. But on Tuesday, it's going to be kind of a really happy, kind of really sad day because we're going to be reviewing our very last original series episode, Turnabout Intruder, last episode of season 3. Season 3, you weren't the best Star Trek season, but you're still Star Trek, and
You're still better than Nemesis.
way better than Nemesis. That's so bad. Oh, yeah. Star Trek season 3 did not have dune buggies.
No. Actually, you know what would have made
Wait a
season
minute.
3 better is maybe a dune buggy.
Oh. Boon's Cat says, "You know your stuff. I watched some millennial watch Empire. She spent like 5 minutes talking about how creepy Yoda looked." Oh my god. Yeah, and I'm technically an elder millennial. I'm an older millennial. And so, yeah, I'll give opinion, but I also like to talk about fact and things like that. I don't know. But some people like that. Some people like the expression of emotion, and so I try to incorporate a little bit of that as well. And I know I'm not as good at that. Gosser and or what? Oh, your Looney Tunes character. Is that a Looney Tunes character? I haven't heard of it.
Gosser? I'm gonna. Wow.
It's
Keith, I feel like I failed you.
I know. That Oh, that's the red monster from that episode.
With all the hair, right? With all the hair.
Right. And the
Yeah.
sneakers.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. You wouldn't hit a bat with glasses on, would you?
Abracadabra.
All right. And so that's what I'm doing next week. Looney Tunes and Star Trek. Works.
And Fallout. Come on.
And Fallout. Yes. And, yeah.
And if I may select the closing chat, and
Sure.
thank you all of the chat from Edge of Time, Keith E, Putin's cat, Eugene Bird, of course. I saw PvP, Edge of Time, Don
Right, PvP
Ranger
was here.
Power.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone.
Yeah, Donnie's great.
I'm just gonna scroll.
Donnie's one of the most positive guys on YouTube. He can hang with everybody.
Brogu, and how funny looking was Brogu? No, wait, that was Yoda. Sorry. It's just because Brogu has a Grogu. Canadian Spider-Man was here. That's Fabu.
He's Grogu.
He thought I was a lady.
Grogu's brother? Oh, you're right.
I don't know.
No, I wish Tiger Stripes was here because it would have been packed with ladies, and that would have been fun.
Yeah, that would have been fun for me too. The Outcast Creative. I'm just happy to hang out. Lord Thoth, super fantastic.
Oh yeah, Lord Thoth, the security officer. Lord Thoth, yes.
Gavin
Edge of Time.
Blackburn, J-Man.
Oh yeah, J-Man is doing his own Star Trek reviews. He just reviewed my favorite episode, Devil in the Dark. But
Nice.
if you want to hear the rest of my top 10 Star Trek episodes, make sure to tune in the Tuesday after this coming Tuesday, where we will be ranking our TOS episodes, which when you do 10, that's really tough because I have 36 episodes that I give an A.
37.
37? Okay,
In a
maybe
row?
it's 37.
No, I'm joking. I'm just referencing my own username because I'm a Daffy Duck. Dude, the Evolution was here.
You are.
But yeah.
But you aspire Sylvester.
Did I see? Well, no, I don't aspire to be Sylvester, but I think that people have said that I am more of a Sylvester than a Daffy, which I'm fine with.
That's right. Cool. James Caserta did.
That's cool. I'm totes rad with that.
Keith E was here too. Did you mention him? The Smile Game said he wanted to see if he could catch this. I hope you catch it on the replay.
Yes.
And also, yes, also thank you to lurkers and everybody who
DJ
watches
Play
this
Nice,
on the replay.
Mikey Suze 4. I feel like the end of Romper Room or Circle Square or something. And it's like, I see.
Mhm.
Hey,
And
I
so
was
we'll
here.
see you next time, guys. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, you were here.
Take
Richard
care.
was here. So this was a radical.
Uh,
And
it's
Harry
my pleasure
Mathers as
to
the
be invited because I do love this particular movie. So I'm glad to be able to talk with it with you guys. And I was even more excited that you liked it as well. So it wasn't just me defending the movie for the
Oh,
whole.
right. Okay. Yeah, I can imagine how that can happen. Sometimes you end up on a panel, they're talking about Tank Girl, they're trashing it, and you're just
No, this is my precious.
fight it.
Yeah.
Because there are problems with it. There's plenty
yeah.
to nitpick on it that
Mhm.
don't make any sense at all. I didn't go through them because it doesn't make sense to pick on a Looney Tunes episode.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
The only complaint I have is needs more powdered blood.
More- And with that note, let's head out of here on a positive spin for Tank Girl and just, how does she say it? Bam, 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 pew, pew, pew. I don't know. No, I can't do it. But
Mothers,
anyway,
lock up your sons.
there you go. And so here's a preview for the Tuesday Star Trek show. I'll see you all later. Have a fantastic Friday.
Take care,
Bye.
guys.
What does your telepathic mind tell you now?
I believe you.
Agony will soon pass as it has for me. Spock, give it up.
I shall not withdraw a single charge that I have made, and I shall do everything in my power against you.
It is mutiny! Dr. McCoy, sorry, but I'm going to have to take you off the case.
On this ship, my medical authority is final. I won't allow it.
It's done.
Security guard!
Attention all personnel. First Officer Spock has been placed under arrest on the charge of mutiny.
Then, Doctor, that's the time we move against him. We'll have to take over the ship.
We're talking about mutiny, Scotty. That's enough. We know what was said.
Enough to convict you of conspiracy with mutineers. And you're so charged. The sentence, death. Execution will be immediate.
Learn all that is learnable.
And the ways our differences combine to create meaning and beauty.
It has always been easier to destroy than to create.
Well, now you have something new to think about. Carry on.
All right, move along. Done. Stop it. Get off of the things. Go outside. Get some food. It's like, it's a time of day where you live. Go do something. Shut up, Snoopy. I don't care. You smoke too much. Let's go. Let's go adventure. Let's go explore.
See you around the galaxy.